S.O.U.LMag TV. S.O.U.LMag TV. S.O.U.LMag TV.
What is it?
Speaking on urban life. S.O.U.LMag TV. S.O.U.LMag TV. Keeping Christ in the center of the conversation. What's good? Welcome to S.O.U.LMag TV. We're here in Tampa, Florida, actually in Ybor City, right in the downtown area. And we got a great show for you guys today. We got some hot artists with us today. We got my man Benja, and we got Boy Wonder. You've probably heard of Benja before because you see a lot of his videos getting played out there. Nationally known artist. He does reggae, R&B, soul, hip-hop. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, what does Benja do? He's going to talk about that today on the show. And then you might have never heard of Boy Wonder before, but you're going to know about him today. And we're going to sit down and talk with him. Also going to show the latest music videos from both of these guys and show some live concert footage from them. So we're going to spark it off today with Boy Wonder. And yes, as you guessed it, he is a Batman fan. And so that's kind of where the name comes from. He's going to talk about that and his brand new single called I Still Love You. And I love this dude because he's always got a big smile on his face. You're going to see that today. Many times I got to hang out with Boy Wonder and chop it up with him. He's just a real humble, loving guy. And so check out Boy Wonder as we sit down and chop it up with him.
This is your boy, Boy Wonder from Real World Records. Oh man, I was just joking around with a couple of friends of mine, and you know, I used to watch Batman a lot when I was little, so I used to watch the cartoon all the time. And so they would tease me like, yeah, you Robin, you know, you Boy Wonder, so from the old show as well. So it was just something that stick with me, you know, it's just nothing that I couldn't really let go of. And so I was like, wow, since y'all calling me that, you know, I'll gravitate to it. And so I've been running with it ever since, and it was just something about it that stuck with it. And I just felt deep inside that it would be greatness within that name. So I Still Love You was birthed from a personal experience I went through. To me, it seems like it's a lot of politics within the body, especially within this genre of music. It's very competitive, but at the same time, a lot of politics. And it's just personal experience that I've gained from people who give this aura, like they make you feel like you're this small, and people who just belittle you because you're not where they at. But it's like a lot of people forgot about humility and humbleness, and that's what keeps you there. You know, it gets you there, but that's what keeps you and sustains you there as well. And so just personal experiences through people hurt, you know, hurt people. So through it all, I was like, you know what, through the rejection, I'll love it through it all. I'll still love you. The Bible says I have to love you, so that's what I'm going to do. Even at times I may not like it, but I'd rather be a godly example and walk close as I can and be an example. And so that's where the song birthed from. Just that experience alone. You did this to me, but I still love you. You did that to me, I still love you. A lot of it took through prayer and consecration. It really took a lot of, you know, being with my council members and my team and venting and let them know how I feel and what happened. And you know, they're just like, you know what, don't sweat that, brush it off. You know, you gotta love them through it all. That stuck with me. I continue to tell others that, and so season in life is like, I understand where you've been. Not everybody's at that point to where they can say I love you, but you know, strive and make that effort too.
First off, let me say this, I apologize. Misleading flock, not representing, I've been a lie. Putting others down like I'm perfect, self-righteous type. Not knowing nothing, thinking I was always right. God chastised me like, son, get it right. I felt like Jacob wrestling angels for a blessing ride. So with that being said, the Lord had to humble me. Now new beginnings lie ahead, bumblebee. So now that I'm new, he wiped the slate clean. No longer a slave, no more to the old me. Can't hold over my head of who I used to be. Daily in his presence, learning, growing how to be a king. Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye.
I'm gone.
Farewell to the only goodbye.
Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye. Farewell to the only goodbye.
So they can't wrap their minds around the new me. Embracing his love letter that he wrote just for me. Applying to my life daily what he's giving me. Watching the seeds that's planted growing within me. It's amazing how you will use someone like me. I don't deserve it, still I do the right things like Lee. There are so many others feeling just like me. That's in the fight of their life constantly doubting. Touch that back your best hit the road and get from around me. I'm surrounded by love, a brand new team that's gonna stay to the end and never leave me be. Willing to give me and knowing that I needed to breathe. Willing to go to new heights and ready to achieve. I keep you in the past long as you keep condemning me. That's why you didn't even make it to my future. I rebuke you in the fiery dust shooter. Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye. Farewell to the only goodbye.
Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye. Farewell to the only goodbye.
You know you ain't the same, you know you've been changed. Look yourself in the mirror and say to the yummy I'm gone. Farewell to the yummy I'm gone. Farewell, goodbye. If you know you ain't the same, and you know you've been changed. Look yourself in the mirror and say to the yummy I'm gone. Farewell to the yummy I'm gone. Farewell, goodbye. Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye. Farewell to the only goodbye.
Nothing you say can affect me anymore.
Farewell to the only goodbye, I'm gone. Farewell to the only goodbye. Farewell to the only goodbye. The world didn't give it to me. The world's trying to take it. The world's trying to break me. The world's trying to fake me and they're giving my joy. The world didn't give it to me. The world's trying to take it. The world's trying to break me. The world's trying to fake me and they're giving my joy. This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. The world's trying to take it. The world's trying to play me. The world's trying to fake me and they're giving my joy. This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. The world's trying to take it. The world's trying to.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more S.O.U.LMag TV featuring Benja. S.O.U.LMag TV, we're back and we're about to sit down and talk to Benja. Benja, man, he got some locks. My man got some guns too. He be in the gym hitting it hard. And we've got to have Benja over at Crossover Church several times over the last number of years. He's based out of Orlando, Florida. Great guy, humble heart. Also, just a real worshiper. He's led worship before at our church. He was actually worship director at his church for a season. And a lot of times people say, okay, Benja's a reggae artist, but he's actually gonna correct you with that because yes, he does reggae, but he does a lot of other styles as well. And so we got to sit down and chop it up with Benja. So check him out.
Yeah, so what's up guys? My name is Benja. So growing up, I was a real hip hop head, you know what I'm saying? There came a point, I think it was right when I was about 18. I just got burned out with hip hop. So naturally I was looking what's next, you know what I'm saying? And reggae was right there. Reggae is like, you know, the stepbrother to hip hop. Well, hip hop, you know, if you study the history of hip hop, you know, a lot of it came from Jamaica and the way the rhythms that they would, you know, spit. So hip hop pulled from that. So naturally, you know, it's right there for me to go to. But you know, and it also want to kind of clear up a misconception. You know, a lot of people view me as just a reggae artist because of my locks or maybe my name or even some of my singles, you know, have reggae influence. But I want to clarify, I'm not a reggae artist. I do love reggae music, and yes, I incorporate it into my music. But Benja is an urban artist. If you guys notice, I have an album called Introduction to Loved Ones. So Loved Ones is like my reggae brand.
This is for the loved ones, yes, the loved ones. That's my family all around the world we sing. This is for...
Usually Dillavu and some other artists are implemented into that. So Benja is a solo artist. I'm more of just an urban artist. Then Benja and the Loved Ones is my reggae brand. So, Vanity Fair, my new record just dropped, doing very well. Thank you guys. Vanity Fair. Fair is spelled different than it normally is spelled if you guys didn't catch it. Let me explain. So, fair is normally F-A-I-R, but I spelled it F-A-R-E, which means the cost. So, the whole meaning is what's the cost of vanity? And through me experimenting through my life, and through looking at the lens through the scriptures, specifically Ecclesiastes, we see that the cost of vanity is your life, it's your soul. So if you choose to spend your life here on earth chasing the created things as opposed to chasing the Creator, you know, if you chase the created, it'll end in destruction. The problem is we're sold the lie that these created things will make us happy. They'll give us lasting joy. The reality is it will not. Yes, you may receive bits of joy from it, but it will not last. And you'll always want more. You'll get in this cycle of wanting more and more, bigger, better, and you know, only to end your life very dissatisfied. So my encouragement is to not look to the created things. My encouragement is let's look to the Creator, and let's not grind for these earthly things that will fade and they won't come with us. Let's grind for eternal things. Those are things that will come with us once we leave this earth.
Vanity check. Now ready check. Yeah, ready check. Yeah. My dreads long, they turning blind, been at the beach all day. My skin dark, I'm tatted up, but most of them say I'm crazy. I don't really care because I walk the rocky way. And all these things don't mean a thing, like vapors fade away. Yeah, need to read the word to always set the captives free. But we all just like the Israelites, we never trust the king. We try to buy a joy, it always ends so tragically. You can't afford to lose your soul chasing vanity. We put work in, we don't always see return. We're still working, cause it's not for us to earn. Nah, that's why we be on like grizzly. That's why we always busy. Fly around the world and back, that's why we staying dizzy. Ooh, ooh, we on like grizzly. But New Jerusalem City, we staying on like grizzly. Yes, the loved ones, that's my family. All around the world we sing. This is for the loved ones. If you a loved one, throw your hands up. Love signs in the air. Yeah, we feeling so right. You see it in my eyes, we gonna rock all night. Like, oh, yeah, we got it like that. Cause we vibing so high and we'll never come back. We never said this walk would be that easy. In fact, they even said we would be hated. That's why we really need each other daily, so we can lean on and we become strong. This is for the loved ones, yes, the loved ones. That's my family, all around the world we sing. This is for the loved ones. If you a loved one, throw your hands up. Love signs in the higher, 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 higher today. Cause I wanna feel this love even higher, 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 higher today. Cause I wanna feel this love. Do you feel the love? Cause I feel the love. Oh, oh. Do you feel the love? Cause I feel the love. Oh, oh. Do you feel the love? Cause I feel the love. Oh, oh. Do you feel the love? Cause I feel the love. Oh, oh. This is for the loved ones, yes, the loved ones. That's my family, all around the world we sing. This is for the loved ones. If you a loved one, throw your hands up. Love signs in the higher, 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 higher today. Cause I wanna feel this love even higher, 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 higher today. Cause I wanna feel this love now. Cause I wanna feel this love now. Cause I wanna feel this love now.
We just got to see Benja, we just got to see Boy Wonder, hear their hearts, see their latest music videos, but next up, we're gonna see some live footage of them rocking their crossover Sunday night vibe. So yo, don't go nowhere, we'll be right back. So it's one thing to see an artist that has a great music video, but can they rock the crowd live? We're about to find out right now to see Benja and to see Boy Wonder doing their thing at Crossover Sunday Night Vibe. Both of them getting the crowd moving, so check them out.
Let's not lean on our flesh, yo. It will fail us. Hey! Yeah, don't you know it's time to wake up? Can't you feel the sun shining? So many gifts in you. Come some love, come some love. Tonight again, can't you hear? Open up now, don't be scared. But when you have to fail, throw one in the air. There's so much inside you. Let it shine. Walk out in his footsteps. Only breathe life. Only look. Sing it if you know it. Sometimes I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him. Don't you hear the clock ticking? Don't waste your life like Piper mentioned. Don't got long to get kicking. Just kick, push, only real way to know is to jump out the nest and pray. When you fall, pick you up and go again, go again. There's so much inside you, you don't even realize. Walk down in his footsteps, only breathe life. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him, get on him. Y'all ready to sing? That's all you got this morning? Let's wake up, yo. Wow, 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 wow. Gotta search yourself, gotta find what seeds inside you. Don't rely on yourself, he'll hold you up. If I'm made in his image, thou build and create and finish. If it's really of the Lord, then he'll establish it'll happen. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him, on the land, on the land. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not enough. Gotta get on up, get on him. This is your time, right here. Hey!
Y'all ready? Look, I thought everything was cool, yeah, Lear Jets. Cause the way we clicked the first time that we met. Now you want some other junk, call it disrespect. I took it to hard, but have no regrets. Who God placed in my life, I won't second guess. Even though in my world, yeah, it brings stress. Even though we don't connect like we should, still I want you blessed, man, still it's all good. I'm still gonna pray for you just like a Christian should. But in the end it means you should all ain't good. You so on point, been used, you're an open book. So what I say, take it to heart, don't overlook. Trying to do it yourself, it's not a good look. You on the edge of the plank, I see Captain Hook. He has your life in his hands, I hope you understand. He's only one call away, no Peter Pan. Hey, you and I should be on the grind. Not hating, no wasting time. Homie, I still love you. I'm always reaching out. What's going on while you shut me down? Homie, I still love you. You and I should be on the grind. Not hating, no wasting time. Homie, I still love you. Just know that I'm always here for you. Until you, I'll always stay true. Homie, I still love you. Relationship crumble like the Twin Towers. Showers of pain, dripping from the rain. Tired of the games, when will it change? I'm here for you, bruh, not against you, man. We were so close, Siamese twins. Every day you and I used to get it in. Now I'm on the island, call it Gilligan. now I'm so alone. Now I'm on my own. Went from boys to men, now your boy's grown. I'm trying to get Christ inside your dome. Deep in your heart, letting go, I know it's hard. Let Christ save you, he's your lifeguard. Like Bruce Willis till your flesh die hard. Don't stay in the blue, too many sharks. I pray that you hear me like an iPod. So don't go knocky on me, don't be shocked. Hey, you and I should be on the grind, not hating, no wasting time. Homie, I still love you. Every time I'm always reaching out. What's going on when you shut me down? Homie, I still love you. You and I should be on the grind, not hating, no wasting time. Homie, I still love you. Just know that I'm always here for you. And to you, I'll always stay true. Let's take it. You feeling like pop? It's you against the world. What profits a man to gain the whole world? Didn't lose his soul. God's in control. I really love you, bro. Just thought you should know.
If you guys noticed today, there was this theme of love that was kind of threaded through the show. Saw Benja's This Is For The Loved Ones. You saw Boy Wonder with I Still Love You. And you know what? God today is saying to you out there, I still love you. And a lot of you know that, but maybe you need to be reminded of it. And some of you that are watching today, maybe you never really experienced God's love before. Maybe you feel like, man, you know what, Urban D, I've messed up so much. I don't know if God can really love me or if God can use me. But let me tell you today, God loves you and God can use you and God can forgive you as well. Look, all throughout the Bible, there's so many different stories of people that messed up, like big time, but then yet they asked for forgiveness and God forgave them and then God used them in amazing ways. I'm just thinking of my man, Paul. His name used to be Saul, and he was actually out there killing Christians. I mean, that was like his job. That's what he did. He loved to persecute Christians, get them thrown in jail, and some of them actually even killed. But then God stopped him when he was on the road to Damascus, stopped him dead in his tracks, turned him around, and renamed him to be Paul. And then God opened up his eyes and he began to preach the gospel. He began to preach for Christ. And so at first people were like, wait a minute, man, this is a trick. That's Saul. And he was like, nah, brothers, nah, sisters, I'm changed now. I'm preaching Jesus. And so when they saw that he was real and began to see that, God began to use him in amazing ways. Actually, so here was a murderer, a Christian killer, and God used him to write the majority of the New Testament. God used him to plant several churches. A lot of the New Testament is letters that he wrote to those churches when he was continuing to encourage them and tell them how to live the Christian life. So if God can use someone like Paul, if God can use someone like most of his crew, his disciples, who were from Galilee, which was really like the hood back in those days, there was a saying that nothing good comes from Galilee. And that's where Jesus picked almost his entire crew from, his disciples. And look at how they turned the world upside down. God used these hood guys from Galilee to preach the gospel. And we're still being encouraged and reading about what they did today. You know what? God loves you just the way you are, but he doesn't want to leave you there. He wants to make you more like his son, Jesus. And so today, open up your heart to God and say, God, forgive me for my mistakes, forgive me for my mess ups, and use me. And watch what God begins to do in your life.